straight from the heart with this one.
Trying from the very start, she really tries to do her part. She comes straight from the heart.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Straight from the Heart. Hi, I'm Linda Lee. I'm your host today, and we have another exciting show for you. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Linda, it is Easter weekend. I am taking my time out to look at your show. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. We know that the Savior got up and he rose on the third day. Well, today, our guest is going to show you how to get your relationships to rise again, just in case they have died. So you want to check this out, and you already know that we have a musical guest that will take your soul and stir it. I like to think of her as, Aretha started out in the church, but we got one today that kind of equates to Aretha. She is not only a singer, a musician, she's an assistant pastor of the Crown of Glory Church International in Decatur, Georgia. She's an actress. She's a playwright. She's all of that, and she is going to minister to you. Now, before we get to our guest that's going to keep it hot today, hot meaning honest, open, and transparent. Before we get to her, and before we get to our musical guest today, I need you to do what I ask you to do every week, is to take a pen, get your calendars out, and I need you to put a big circle around the last Saturday in April. That's April 28th. That's the day of my next production, 50 miles per hour. I hear you. Linda, what's it all about? Check this out. Don't go anywhere. Check it out.
Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
what do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh.
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
You'll cry.
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
And you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at Eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
Well, hello, lovely.
There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing his words. It sounds like music in my ear. The sweetest name on earth. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because he first loved me. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing his words. It sounds like music in my ear. The sweetest name on earth. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me.
Oh, lovely ladies.
Lee Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
What do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh,
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
you'll cry,
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
and you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, st8.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
Well, hello, lovely ladies.
Lee Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
What do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh,
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
you'll cry,
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
and you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, st8.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
Welcome back, and thank you for circling April 28th. And thank you for those that didn't even circle it. You went right to Eventbrite and bought your tickets. Tickets, S, plural, more than one. However you want to do it, it just means you bought more than one ticket, okay? But we will see you on the 28th. You get a chance to have live theater. And some people know by now, but everybody don't know. We're going to have live theater and a little mini movie. We're trying to get our feet wet into the short film industry as well. And we thought, what other place better to do it than one of our events? So you're going to get live theater. You're going to get mini movie. And then you get to break bread with the cast afterwards and take some selfies. So come on out to 50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th, 4 o'clock p.m. at the Kroc Center Theater. You can come on out and have a good time with us. Now, it is time to get into the hot part of the not the relationship, the hot part of the conversation, the hot part of the show. Now, this author, this motivational speaker, this coach that I'm about to introduce to you, she is carrying all that stuff in a little bitty body. Now, people tell me all the time, I can't believe you got all of that inside of there. I can't believe she has all of this inside of her. But I can talk all day about her. But let's just introduce her. I bring to you none other than author, motivational speaker, and a relationship coach. She specializes in this thing called MARRIAGE, marriage. None other than Sharon L. Allman, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
More than a paycheck, relationships, motivating people to take action in their marriage.
Yes.
I'm excited to be here and to be transparent.
Yes.
To share the realities of what marriage is all about. I always say you can have heaven on earth if you're willing to make an investment.
You better come on now. Woo! She hot already. Okay, now Sharon, let me say this to you. So I read a lot. And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So when I first saw you on Facebook and some places talking about your book, when I saw the title, I didn't know what to think. I'm not easily tricked, bamboozled, hoodwinked, but you got me with this one. I was like, more than a paycheck. So honestly, I don't think when you were first advertising it, you actually said what it was about. At least I didn't see that. I specifically bought the book because I just wanted to support you.
Sure.
And I believe in empowerment and being there for you. Now, I get the book. I said, okay, more than a paycheck. Sharon knows money, I think. So it's going to be one of those very analytical books and teach us how to budget. It is, but it's not.
Right.
So I get the book, and when I received the book, I read on the back. I said, oh, okay. So we're going to be talking about what to do when the income gets slacked on one side. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm still going to get into the book, have my notepad like I always do, right? Take some notes, strategically write down what I'm supposed to do, and I'm done. I had no idea that I was going to get into this book, and it was a narrative. Like, it's a love story. Like, I couldn't get enough peppermint tea. I'm a tea drinker, right? I couldn't get enough peppermint tea. I couldn't get enough time to sit. I rolled up on the sofa like this. I was like, oh my goodness, okay, she gonna go back on the campus, and this time she gonna see him, and then I got caught up. It's like a mini soap opera. Mm-hmm. And the way you broke it up, I'm a writer,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. So not only am I an author of books, I write plays, so I know scripts and scenarios, and I said, how dare she? Got me all caught up. Nobody gets me caught up. Seriously, I don't know if you're like this yet, where since you've written your book, you can't just read a book without trying to figure out what it's all about. Wait till if you ever start writing plays, you'll never be able to just go to a play, or you'll never be able to go to a movie without trying to figure something out or seeing things that other people don't. I just enjoyed.
I'm so glad.
And then how dare you try to get us all caught up in the introduction. Now let me tell you what I don't do. I'm cute. Okay, I'm cute. So I don't do my glasses on my show. I had to bring my glasses on my show, so I had to make sure they were cute on my eyes before I came. But I said I got to do some reading. Mm-hmm. So I sent out some text messages yesterday, and I got to thinking, I said, people need to know about this, because my husband and I, we coach couples.
Right.
And so I walk with a lot of ladies, and I walk with a lot of people that have this issue, and they don't make it, though, Sharon. Everybody don't.
That's true.
It was more than a paycheck and more than they could handle. Mm-hmm. But today, we're going to let them know that there's a chance.
That's right.
Okay?
Absolutely.
But I just got to start it out somewhere.
That's
okay?
right.
I just
That's
got to
right.
read. Okay, hold on. Let me show you. Cute. Cute. Okay. So, the title of the book is called More Than a Paycheck. A Wife's Story of Faith, Love, Renewal in the Face of Financial Adversity. Okay. Okay, got all that out. Okay. Got all my notes. Girl, you got me writing notes. Honey, I'm already in school. You got me executing papers. But this is what I love. This is where I want to start with you.
Okay.
You said in your book, and I highlight, oh, you got me working. Goodness. You said in the introduction, you said, personally, I believe marriage rocks! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. It is not the dying dinosaur or a negative statistic you always hear or read about in the news. It is an investment, like exercise. Talk to us about that.
No pain, no gain. Absolutely, Linda. Marriage does rock. Whenever you turn on the TV, normally if you see a show, it glamorizes being single, the romance, all the intimacy, but you hardly see that when it comes to marriage. Marriage, you hear, oh, gloom and doom, the all ball and chain
No
around.
sex.
No sex,
Boring
no intimacy,
sex.
boring. You with one person. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's not that way. It could be intimate. It could be exciting. It could be vibrant. I was just saying, my husband and I will be married 37 years in August.
If your guys don't find applause out there, I tell you what.
37 years in August. If he is the love of my life, I don't just love him, I like him. And that's the problem. A lot of people fall in love, but they don't like their spouse.
That's huge.
I like him if I didn't love him. If I wasn't married to him, I would still like him.
He would still be your friend.
And the title of that book, Linda, when we talk about more than a paycheck, it talks about all of his qualities that has nothing to do with the money that he brings into the house. Because when your husband has been unemployed for 2 years and 3 months, you have to know in your heart that there's more to him than just what he brings to the table financially. It's what I fell in love with, his character, his love for God, his love for me, his love for his children, just the way that he treats other people. It's all of those attributes and intangibles that have nothing to do with financial gain. So that's why the title, More Than a Paycheck. IT professional, that's what he does, but that's not who he is. So intimacy, yes, we're gonna get more.
We're gonna get there.
That.
I know what
but
page
marriage
that's
can
on.
rock, but you got to make an investment. You can't just wake up and think I'm gonna have this glorious relationship. People go and they get credentials, they get degrees, they get PhDs, they get certifications, but they don't want to invest in what the journey that they have of a lifetime. Nobody wants to invest into the relationship.
So Sharon, this is what I say. I tell people that it wouldn't be as many divorces if I think it falls on the shoulders of the people who are doing these marriage ceremonies. They need to have this when they get to the better for worse. Oh, everybody wants the better. She fine, he fine. He making a lot of money, da 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 da. What they need is a scroll, like the ones they rolled out in the Old Testament, like from the ceiling to the bottom with the words on it.
Yeah.
And by the time they get to probably number 7, they're going to be like, excuse me, hold up, how was you playing? For real, though.
Right.
I'm going to catch up with you at Applebee's but that's okay.
Right.
I don't knock anybody that changes their mind because marriage is not for the immature.
Absolutely.
It's nothing to play with.
No,
We got to deal with the worst,
that's right.
right?
That's right.
The marriage is the wedding is a show.
Yes.
A beautiful one, but a show.
Yes.
You can go through some stuff in your marriage. You won't even remember what your colors were on that day.
And Linda, I like to always say, I do a workshop called Before I Say I Do.
Yes.
People spend a lot of money, time, and effort preparing for the event. That's the wedding is the event. But they don't prepare for the journey called life, which is the marriage. So if we spent more time preparing for the journey called life and not just the one-time event, which is the wedding, we would have more marriages that last over a duration of time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I said on my show week before last, had some millennials on.
Yes.
I love millennials.
I do too.
They are about their business.
I
They
love
ask
'em.
why.
Yes.
But let me tell you about this particular millennial I know really quick. I remember him saying way before he got married, he said, I am getting premarital counseling. And I am going to continue to have counseling or have a coach or somebody throughout my marriage. And then he and his wife, they do what they call the State of the Union of the marriage. I think every 2 weeks or once a month, just trying to do a temperature check. Hey, am I still doing what I told you was? Did I lie? Some? Did I make you cry? Am I okay? But they're young and they're doing that.
Yes.
So I tell people when they come to me, I said, well, now, I don't have a lot of marriages under my belt of people that I talked to that were premarital people. I don't have a lot of marriages, but I don't have a lot of divorces.
Right.
They just change their mind or slow it up and keep dating.
Right.
Now, you guys got married young.
Yes.
You got married young.
Very young.
You're still married.
Yes. Yes. And let me tell you, I think the key for us, when we got married, we did do some premarital counseling at the college campus we were going to for like 13 weeks or something like that. But we decided to take divorce off the table before we got married. When we took divorce off the table, that wasn't going to be an option for us, it allowed us to say and look at each other very transparently that regardless of what we go through, no matter what we face, divorce would not be on the table for us. That was kind of a vow that we made. And then we have a covenant marriage, not a contractual marriage, because a contractual marriage says, Linda, if you do that for me, I'll do this. If you do that, I'll do this. But if you don't live up to that, I'm not going to do that. But a covenant says, no matter what happens, I'm here for the long haul. So we went into a covenant. We took divorce off the table. So we knew we had to work out all of our issues within our relationship. So even though we were very young, and even though we kind of grew up together, so in a way it was hard, but then it also, there's a little flexibility when you're young. You're just naive and you're just going with the knocks.
You just do it.
You just do it.
Yeah.
So it can have its pros and cons, because I hear a lot of people that wait when you're 40 and get married, then there's a lot of history there. So we kind of grew up together, which kind of made it a little bit easier, I guess. And then, true, I'm a baby boomer, so things were a little different back then. But yeah, we took divorce off the table at the beginning, and I think that helped us to work out our issues. Because I tell a funny story. The very first week we got married, I never forget, we weren't even married a week, and I said to him, I'm going to go out and buy some cherries. And he said, you don't need any cherries. Well, I didn't hear you don't need cherries. I heard you're trying to control me. So I left the house and went uptown and hid for him for hours. I wasn't leaving him, but I just felt I've married somebody that's going to be trying to tell me what to do. So I'm just being transparent over if the issue wasn't about the cherries. The issue was I thought somebody was going to be trying to tell me what to do.
And I'm going to tell you what else it was.
Yeah.
Not only did I enjoy your book because of the narratives and the story and the college campus, I promise you I go to that school now. I promise you I was in the lunchroom. Was it the lunchroom when you first met him, or the lunchroom when you came back?
In the dining
oh, baby,
commons
I
when I
did
first
my
met. Yes,
homework.
she
Do
did.
believe we going in. But let me tell you something. We're kindred spirits.
Yes.
So you had a baby in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
So did I.
Wow.
You had a baby in 1987. So did I.
Wow.
You had a baby in 1987, 10 days after my baby was born in 87.
Oh, my goodness.
Your father left this earth November 16th, 1977.
Wow.
My father left this earth November 17th, 1997, exactly 20 years after yours.
Oh, my goodness.
So as I was reading this book, I was like, okay, God, this was before any TV show, anything.
Wow.
I was like, Lord, why are you having me reading this book?
Wow.
Because Antonio and I had gotten past this point.
Uh-huh.
But I said on Facebook that when I read your book, I had Band-Aids all over me. I meant to bring my Band-Aid. This is why I was bleeding and I got cut. Because even though when I read the book, we had gotten past a lot of the stuff, but we were there. See, I don't know, have you ever done this where, okay, I've been delivered of that, but when you read something or somebody ministers to you, you're like, oh, but I didn't handle it that way. So I need to go back and say I'm sorry, or I need to go back and make sure that I repent. I had to go back and repent. Because my husband, I mean, you know, I loved him madly, and we got married young, but that paycheck was cute. And come on now. And as fine as my chocolate drop was, he just wasn't that cute without that paycheck.
Say when the money was funny, the honey was a little.
The honey was, yeah. The honey was none. Because I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, there were days I had to cling to faith. It's not easy when you know, especially, see, what people have to realize, I'll be married 37 years in August. Now, even though my husband was downsized 3 different times and one duration was 2 years and 3 months, that's a long time not to work. But he had a history of working. He worked out of the 37 years, he's probably worked 33 of those years. Do you know what I mean? So there wasn't a pattern that and it wasn't that the beautiful thing about it, God shut those doors on purpose. It wasn't that he couldn't get a job. God just didn't let it happen, because if he had got a job then, if we hadn't went there down to the bottom, lost everything, then I wouldn't be sitting here talking to Linda.
Amen.
I couldn't share with people that God could bring you out of a situation that was so devastating you didn't even know how you were going to pay your mortgage.
Okay. Let's go
we
somewhere.
had to go there.
Buckle up.
Okay.
Ain't you
I'm
buckle up?
buckled
I
up.
drive a little fast. I drive a little fast. What would you say? So I got a text this morning said,
Okay.
I can't call in, Linda. Can I send my question now?
Sure.
So we're going to get to her question.
Okay.
But what do you say? You said you had to cling to faith.
Yes.
Now, you guys were saved when y'all were 2. Because I was reading.
Now, I probably was. Now, remember, I always had a relationship with the Lord.
Right,
Savior.
and it was a saved school y'all went
Yes,
to.
and we went to a Christian college, but my
Right.
husband was not.
Oh.
Because when we went to that campus, we were actually dating other people.
Oh, that's true.
So,
right. So
and
you,
then
you took her man. He
Yeah,
took you.
exactly.
That's
So-
another thing we had in common. I took my man, but yeah, but Yeah, but I'm just still saying he
But
wasn't
we-
saved.
but-
He
but
was a heathen on the campus.
Yes,
How
he
you
was,
get into school?
He was a heathen on the campus. And no, no, but really, we became best of friends, like two females. The best girlfriend. He was
That's
my.
what you said in the book.
He was my best friend. I
Yeah.
could tell him anything, and really, most of our time was spent talking about my boyfriend
and you said that,
and him talking about his girl.
and you never cut your eye out a little bit. You know,
No,
my boyfriend.
not really. But when I went home one Christmas break,
You were thinking about
I
him.
was thinking about Reese, and I said, and I was more excited when I heard his voice
Then
than
when
when
your
I heard my
boyfriend
boyfriend
called.
called. And that's when I knew that
he had matched
something
you.
had. Yes.
Mhm. He had matched you. Reese got you. Reese got you.
Yeah, got me.
So what would you say to the person, the wife,
Yes.
that is not saved? Or no. They went down the aisle
Okay.
and said, I believe that Jesus is Lord, but they ain't necessarily living it and they ain't clinging to nothing but the flesh more so than faith.
Okay.
Or you could just really be a believer. But
Right.
when hard
Oh,
times
sure.
come, you're the one that what's the scripture where the sun comes and choke all that stuff out of you when the circumstance
Oh, yeah.
comes. What do you say to the one that when the like I was,
Okay.
when the paycheck leaves,
Right.
or hers is more, which is what the caller,
question. Okay.
yes. What do you say to the one that they can't think of not one scripture, not even Jesus wept when the money low?
Right.
What do you say to
Right.
them? Say like they knew all them scriptures,
Right. But
right?
when that money is low.
Right. They the
Right.
person that get up at church and lead the prayer.
Exactly.
Can't think of not one prayer. Don't forgot you supposed to say in Jesus' name. Don't know none of that.
Right.
Who
right.
resurrected, all of
Right.
that.
All
What do you
that. What do you
say
say?
to that person that don't have that strong faith
Okay.
and their circle? Because even if you don't, or even if
Right.
you get down, if your circle's strong,
Right.
they'll keep you.
They'll keep you.
They don't have that circle.
don't
They
have
don't
that-
have that
No
accountability.
accountability.
Right.
And the young lady that called in, she's the primary breadwinner now.
Well, theirs ended
Oh, okay.
because
okay, because
it was more than
it was more than paycheck. Right.
Uh-huh.
She couldn't find those intangible
Right, but
things.
she is,
about it.
but
Okay.
she's out there. She's ready to,
to get back in.
Right.
Okay.
And
okay.
so, but what? There's two different ones now, Sharon.
Okay.
What would you say to the one that don't have the faith?
Don't have
And
the faith.
then I'm going to actually read you what she says.
Okay, let me talk about that because it's very important. When in my introduction, I talk about this book. I wrote this book from a perspective, from a point of view, from a person of faith, because I am a person of faith. But whether you have faith or not, there's going to come a place in your life you are going to need a higher power to get through hard times. And whether you're a believer, Christian, you might be. I have friends in all different walks of life, from the Jewish faith, whatever. They read this book because the principles in the book work.
That's right.
So whether you have faith or not, you can use these principles to get through hard times.
So give me a principle. Give me a
Base
principle.
to get through financial.
Yes,
Okay.
and how to stick in there knowing that.
I always tell people the number one thing is don't bury your head in the sand. When financial pressures hit, the first thing we want to do when the bills are coming in, we don't even want to open. We just put them in a drawer. Face it. The first basic thing is pick up the phone and call your creditor and say, look, my husband's unemployed. Look at my past history. I've always paid. I don't have the money to pay you now. What can we do? They can set up hardship deferment plans. Whether it's if it's mortgage programs, there's mortgage programs out there that can help you with deferments. And I give the actual addresses and all that information.
It's a resource.
It's a resource book. If it's your utilities, they can put you on some kind of payment plan to pay your utility bills. If it's a creditor, you just call them and let them know you don't have the money. They might still call you, but you just tell them, I can't pay right now, and when I get another job, then I'll set up a payment plan.
Very
and a
good.
lot of times, and I'm just going to be transparent,
Please.
we had our Visa payment, and we had this card for probably over 30 years, where there came a place that I just didn't have the money to pay it. So I called them. I told them I didn't have the money to pay it. They said, well, just continue to call us. And once I finally did get the money to pay it, they wiped all the late charges off.
Well, amen.
So there's basic things that you can do, practical things, but the number one thing, the real thing, do not bury your head in the sand. Don't pretend like that the financial difficulty doesn't exist.
So now that's on the strategic end.
On the strategic end.
Speak to that same person on the end of how can they still love them and still see them as that person who
As
they
a
fell in
spouse,
love with.
love with.
Uh-huh.
So now you got to go back to those intangibles.
Yes.
the intangible things that have nothing to do with
Why
the
did you
type-
say
why
yes
did
in
you
the
say
first
yes in
place?
the fir- What is it about his character that drove you to him? What is it about his attributes? What is it about what he gives back to the world? What is it about how he loves you, your children, the people that he interacts with each and every day in the workforce, in the community? My husband went into a volunteer zone when he wasn't working. He volunteered everywhere. He did. I always say he has the gift of helps, the gift of administration, and that, to break it down in layman's terms, my husband likes to help people and not get paid for doing it. And he doesn't look for pay. He doesn't want pay. That's just who he is. So I looked at all of those attributes, and because I knew, I fell in love with those things. And if that young lady is listening right now,
Look right there in that camera and tell her, Sharon.
Take out a piece of paper and write a list of all the wonderful qualities that your husband has that has nothing to do with the money that he brings into your house. What is it that made you fall in love with him? I'm not talking about the physical features, although that might be important. But what is it about his heart, how he loves you, about how he treats others? Write a list, 5 to 10 things, and then take that list and you go share with him out of your heart how that makes you feel, and then grow from there.
Now, that's interesting. So my husband and I are doing the Love Dare.
Okay.
And early on, we like on day 30 now, but early, like day 5 or something, it said, write all the attributes, all the things you love about the person. Write all the things that tick you off about them. Mm-hmm. And it asks, now which list was easier to write? Depending on where you are, and the other one be like, and then it said, now go hide both lists. Then the next day it said, now pull out the one where he ticks you off or she ticks you off and burn it. It was so funny because, we do it in different times. So he comes home late at night smelling the house. Sorry, baby. But I burned it and I left it in the sink because I wanted him to smell the burn.
Right.
And so it says, now keep the other one in your wallet because he's going to tick you off again. Or she's going to tick you off. She's going to get on your nerves, something.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to remember, okay, I like her legs. Sometimes when you're mad with them, you have to go real slow, like slow buzz.
Right.
Because you have to find some stuff some days, when
Right.
He smells good. He brush his teeth every other day. You have to find some stuff because I'm just telling you, it's some days I keep it real now.
Oh, yeah.
It's some days you be like, okay, I don't remember why I said yes. Is it
That's
on the
right.
back of this book? No.
I call those intense fellowship days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intense fellowship
and
days.
And I just want to tell every couple, there are going to be some days that you don't feel like, you make sure you like that person. There's some days you don't feel in love.
Right.
That's those days that you have to go out that I really like him. We have history.
Yeah.
We have a relationship.
We like vanilla ice cream,
We're
boy.
together till the end, till Jesus come back.
right,
We're going to
right.
stick in this relationship.
Right.
Because there's going to be some days when you hear that garage go, you're like, oh, is he home?
Like my coach, Cherie and Glenn Brooks, they say they have 2 rules. You can't leave me and you better not die. So there you know. So
And,
yeah.
and ladies, there are some days that you're going to get on his nerve.
No,
We got to.
yeah, that's true.
We have to talk
That's
about.
true.
We have to talk about our stuff too.
Yes, we do. Okay, so Sharon, I will be rushing you off the show now. No, just joking. No, seriously, you are right.
Right. We all have
Since doing the
stuff.
Love Dare, I look at him a lot and I say, I'm getting on your nerves, aren't I? And he's looking like, oh my God, I can't believe she asked me. Okay, so I'm looking like, I can't believe I even asked. Please say no. And he's looking like, is she for real? Can I say yes? And yeah, because like with us driving.
Right.
So like, I drive really good. I think I drive really good. Ask me, do I drive good? I can't stand nobody else's driving. Especially his. And I say on my CD, I say he drives to the drum of a different beat.
Oh.
But I learned he goes to work every day and he drives.
Right.
He gets there.
And back.
So I've learned to do this. And ladies, if you learn to do this, now I may have to do a whole show on this. I just be quiet.
Yeah.
And for a person like me, that's like strangling me. But anyway, they're trying to tell me I got 10 minutes. Let's get into some JS.
Okay.
You know you got some JS in here.
Okay.
Sharon has JS in her book. Ask me what JS is.
What is JS, Linda?
Juicy stuff.
Juicy stuff. Okay. Juicy
Let me
stuff.
go to the juicy stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know how to work 10 minutes. I've been in radio a long time. 10 minutes is a long time.
Okay.
Girl, I know how to put on some Frankie Beverly Mays, go to the bathroom, come back, do some makeup, and that song's still playing. So we're going to do two things. I'm
Okay.
going to read this question
Okay.
that she sent me. Any calls? Any calls? Anything? Okay, good. So I'm going to read you what, I'm going to call her Miss C.
Okay.
I won't call her name out. But I'm going to read 5 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow. This is serious.
It is. Okay, so I'm going to read hers and then we're going to get to your JS.
Okay.
We're going to make this happen. She says, I have been that woman that made much more than my mate. I never threw it in his face or felt less of him. But a man wants to be in power, and money is powerful. Consequently, he naturally felt weaker and less powerful. How can a man be the head and the family leader without enough finances? I felt I had to dumb down to leave his ego intact to make the relationship sort of work. It was very uncomfortable for both of us.
That's a very good question. When I became, first of all, it's how you start off your finances in your marriage. And I always tell people, do what works for you. Now, how we handle our finances is when we both get paid, all of our finances go into one pot. And I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable about me saying this because it works for me.
Okay, so
You
let
have
me
to-
see where you're going with this.
Okay.
So because you're putting it in one pot, you don't see who makes the most.
Right. So we get direct deposit, it goes into one account. What comes off the top for us, as I say in my book, we take our 10% comes off the top for tithing. And that's just a biblical principle that we practice. And then after we pay our tithes, we give an offering, and then we pay our bills. And then what's left, he gets an allowance, I get an allowance. We put some in savings, and that's how we
So you
function
look
in our-
blindly at
Yes.
who, whether one has a comma
We don't-
behind
Exactly.
and one don't.
Doesn't matter who makes what.
See, and
It's our money together.
So they didn't.
Right.
Obviously, they were
They
looking.
had their, and everybody operates different, and I'm not here to criticize.
But that's one of the best ways to
But
do what you're saying.
Yes, for us, this works beautifully, and I really think to become, when you get married, you become one.
Yes.
That includes your finances.
Say that again, just
it
one more time
includes
for
your finances. When you become one, it should include your finances.
That's why premarital counseling is so
It's
important.
so important.
Coaching.
Coaching is so important.
So that is so hard.
It's hard.
So this is what
So
I'm
it
coming
wasn't
across.
mine and ours, and it was ours.
And that's easier for. Okay, so when I got married at 23. So
Right.
that was easier then.
Right, but now.
But I know a lot of sisters
Right.
who are getting married
later.
past 50,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Because we're not old.
and it's different.
It's different. They've
It's
been
different.
running their business a long time.
Absolutely.
For John Boy to come up in there and say, now, well, what I need you to do,
Exactly.
I'm bringing $30,
Right. And I've got 1,000.
and I got 1,000.
So
now we got 1,030, but it's just one 1,030,
Right.
and we're one.
We're one.
Them sisters out there, ones who don't have flashes, having hot flashes right now.
Exactly. That's why I said every couple.
We got to do a women's conference.
Right, we got to do a women's
'Cause,
conference.
yeah, these sisters need
because
help.
it's some basic principles. But let me just tell you, because this was very unique for us, and I'm gonna tell you a little situation. Just think about it. We've always operated like that. Now think about the 2 years and 3 months, and this will help this young lady that called in.
Okay.
Because
You did that.
because we did that, and I did little things to still empower him to be the head of our home and to feel manly. So even though he was not financially bringing money for 2 years and 3 months into our household, when I would pay tithes and give of our tithes, I would put my check in the envelope, fill it out, and I would hand it to him to put into the basket.
Reese got to
Because I felt like
propose all over again.
I wanted him to always feel empowered that
I
just
get it.
because you're not financially
I get it.
contributing, he still was the man of my life.
Even when
in
we
my
go
dream.
out sharing,
Yeah.
and I put, let's say I have the money,
Right.
I still slide it to
Yeah.
Antonio.
Yeah. I do the
I
same
still
thing.
slide it to him because
'Cause
I want him
Yeah.
to feel,
And in our marriage, I've always managed the money in our home.
And then so we're gonna have to pray for the brothers
Yeah.
who, when we do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
if some brothers don't feel
Yeah.
good.
But what they need to know is I've always been the money manager, but I always consult him, and we always discuss it, and we always
Right.
talk about it, and he knows where every penny is. I don't have a hidden agenda.
See, yeah, we
So-
gotta come back for part
Yeah,
two.
we got
because
part two.
everybody don't
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah, there's something about
Everybody, and
yeah.
then here's the other thing,
Yeah.
real quick before I read the JS.
Okay.
Some households, the woman don't do that.
Right.
Some households, it is the man that do it. So if he loses his job,
Right.
not only is it just a paycheck gone,
She
the one who did it, like if he goes down, she don't know how to handle it.
Right.
But anyway, we're gonna get to that. You
But
gotta
did
come
I
back.
did I help the young lady to know? So she was because it was difficult and she was making more money and he's making less.
They were looking at
They
that
were-
thing. See,
they
the
was
thing is,
looking
they were
at-
looking
they
at it.
were
Yeah,
looking
they were
at
looking.
it.
She was looking at her karma.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but I got to get to this
Okay,
JS.
okay,
We're gonna do
okay.
it. You got to come back.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do this in 5 minutes. They telling me I got 5 minutes.
Okay.
It is not conceivable to a man, nor should it be, to put their entire sexual intimacy on hold while he is unemployed.
That's right.
Sharon said.
I sure did.
Sharon said, and the Bible says this too. Just because he don't have enough to buy the cookie, there should not be a lack of nookie. So this behavior would be leaving the door open to infidelity.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am, it will. Because let me tell you something. Trixie down the street.
Oh, yeah.
She don't care what he make.
That's right.
She'll take care of him now.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
not only that.
We got a question? Oh, we do? Okay,
okay.
somebody called in. Sharon.
All
What
right.
did it say?
Let me
babe?
read this. How do you list your spouse attributes despite disappointments? Oh, this is a great question.
Go on in there, Sharon. We're going to get back to the JS now. We got
First of all, how do you list their attributes despite you have to separate disappointments because his attributes don't really change. You could be disappointed in a situation because disappointment comes situationally. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, but the
attributes, if he has good attributes, they should be consistent.
Give an example.
For example,
If he is...
if my husband has integrity,
Okay.
if my husband is truthful,
Okay.
if my husband is a loving of his wife and children,
Then-
those attributes don't normally change. But he might disappoint me in a given situation.
Right. And he will.
And he will.
And it will happen.
And you will disappoint him at times.
Absolutely.
So, and let me say, still make the list that my husband has integrity, my husband loves me unconditionally. That list won't change.
And just in case your list is shorter,
right.
like my husband has 2 good feet, just
Right.
remember, because sometimes, Sharon,
Right.
that list get little small.
Right.
You know, depending on what they do, you forget all that stuff.
About that list. That's
Yeah.
why make the list and for this young lady, make the list of his attributes, put it in your drawer.
Right.
Because
and pray over that thing.
And pray over that list and keep that list. So when he does disappoint you, you go to that drawer and then you can remind yourself, he disappointed me today, but he still has integrity. He still loves me. He's, list those attributes that he has that.
And
makes
I'm
you
going to
fall
get
in
deep
love
on
with
them.
them.
Let me
Yeah,
get deep on
yeah.
them. First of all, the operative word there was when he disappoints you.
Yeah.
You know, exactly like the way you disappoint God.
Yeah.
Let that soak in.
Yeah.
The way you disappoint God. And he comes back and he thinks about your attributes.
Mm-hmm.
She's still my child.
Yes.
I sent my son to die.
Yes.
She can get better.
Yes.
Grace, grace, grace.
Yeah.
Try grace on your husband.
That's beautiful, Linda.
Amen.
That's beautiful.
Try grace on your husband.
That's beautiful.
Okay, let's go to JS real quick because
Okay.
I
Okay.
I don't know how much time we got
Okay.
left. Because I'm telling you,
Yes.
Good
Did you
God.
want me to talk about the intimacy part?
I'm getting ready.
Okay,
I got
okay,
some certain
okay. All right.
stuff here.
Okay.
I'll read this.
All right.
Sexual intimacy promotes oneness.
Yes.
It better. To deviate or discontinue that role would leave a void. And trust me, Charlene will come up in that void. Now, if your name is Charlene and you're not an adulteress, don't take that to heart.
Exactly.
Just don't come after my man. To become roommates. Passing in the night is a trap you want to avoid at all costs.
Yes, definitely.
I know of people that have went through this, and the husband lost their job or what have you, and I mean just haphazardly meet somebody.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right.
My guest 2 weeks ago said that the ratio in Atlanta is like 33-1 women to men.
Wow.
And so trust me, the women, their paycheck, what?
Yeah.
I got you, boo. That's what
Right.
they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
It was easy to fall into a rut of prolonging. This is where we get to those personal pronouns.
Okay.
I love personal pronouns because I like transparency.
Right.
You didn't say, well, I won't do that. It was easy to fall into a rut of prolonging our, yours,
Yes.
you and Reese.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Intimate encounters.
Mhm.
It was easy to fall into that.
Yes.
He ain't no money.
Right.
Okay. Yours.
Right.
My husband communicated how important it was to know I still desired him sexually. See, you got a brother that communicate.
Yes.
Look, boo, we're gonna play this out.
Yes.
Now, Sharon, ain't got no job right now, babe, but I need to know that I'm still the Mac in this house. You know, like I still got it going on. Well, sweet Reese, you do. That's what you do, right?
Absolutely.
Got you. Okay.
And let me also piggyback on that. It's very important.
It's important.
When a man loses his livelihood,
That's
his
what you got
ability
down
to
here.
bring money into the household, what is the next attack of the enemy? Now my wife doesn't want me.
My wife
She
don't
doesn't want me.
And all of that is in his head.
She doesn't want me psychologically,
Right.
emotionally, physically. That's rejection.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
Rejection.
Check this out.
Yeah.
And the more he talk in his head,
Yeah.
and he get emotional,
Yeah.
it'll stop working.
Right. So
It'll stop working.
Yeah. Thank God that
Johnny will stop working.
Look, thank God that didn't happen with my husband.
And yeah. Sharon said, "Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me."
He might have been unemployed, but he always was working. At
Sharon got a whole nother. Sharon preaching a whole nother message on He is risen. Okay, that'll catch up with you on Wednesday. But it will, cause all of it is. Some of it is psychological.
We might have to put the children out.
Yes,
for
please
this
do. Please for this segment. We're going to do our own session. We're doing a retreat. Look, I got 2 minutes.
Okay.
Sharon.
Yes.
This has been, look, the book is called More Than a Paycheck.
Yes.
I need you to tell them in 60 seconds
Okay.
how they can get this book.
Okay.
Get this book means buy.
Yes.
B-U-Y.
Yes.
We do this for a living,
Yes.
y'all.
Listen.
Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I don't care how my husband cut them things pretty. Child.
Listen, I want everyone, please go to my website at www.SharonLAlmon.com. You can get the book. It's $12.99 online. It's on Amazon. It's in Barnes & Noble. I have the print book. I have an ebook. I'm almost at 1,000 books. I've got like 90
She
something.
needs you to buy
I
them
need
today.
you to buy the book today so I can get to 1,000 in sales. I can do it today with your help. And I have from our studio audience, I have books here.
Do
and
it, girl.
you're going to get a bonus special for all those in the studio. I'm going to give you a discounted book.
Better
I'm gonna
clap that
sign
up for
them.
her.
They're getting a good cheap cost. It's a good book, don't you think, Linda?
No,
For-
it's an awesome book.
book.
It's a resource. It has worksheets in here and everything.
And you're going to get a reduction in price. Plus, you're going to get a radio interview and
Yes.
a nice gift bag. So if
Yes.
you're in the studio audience, you can get a book for a good price today.
Awesome.
But go to my website and purchase your book today. And Linda, I've got to come back. I've had
You
such a
have
good
got to come back.
I've had such a good
Have
time.
I ran out? Carol can't come back and sing or nothing. I just got to leave. Oh, okay, all right. They put me out, child, and kicking me off my own show. But Sharon, I just thank
you
God
for having
you.
me, Linda.
I thank God for you.
I am so glad to be here.
Women, your man is more than a paycheck.
Yes, he is.
Men, you are more than a paycheck. Women, don't stop doing your man, loving on your man, being tricksy for your man. Wear your 5-inch heels, whether he has a paycheck or not.
Absolutely.
Whether yours are bigger or not, right?
That's right. That's
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Sharon.
Thank you.
I love
Linda.
you
I love
madly.
you too.
This has been awesome.
Thank you, dear.
I thank you. We're coming back. She's going to be in my retreat.
All
All right.
right.
Y'all give it up for Sharon Allman.
Thank you so much.
The next voice you will hear will be that soulful, stirring voice of none other than Assistant Pastor Elder Carol Lupo. I started to say from the Kojic, something that is now the Kojic. But anyway, it's Carol Lupo, y'all. Thank you.
Oh, lovely ladies.
Lee Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
What do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, or older, you'll laugh,
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
you'll cry,
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
and you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
God sent his son. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal, and forgive. He bled and died just to buy my pardon. And life is worth a living just because he lives. God sent his son. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal, and forgive. He bled and died just to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds my future, and life is worth a living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, he holds my future. My life is worth the living just because my Savior lives.
I want to thank you for joining us today. How appropriate the song Carol just sang. Our topic today was saying that our husbands are more than a paycheck, and they are. Our lives are more to be lived more than just to haphazardly go throughout our day. As we go through this weekend, this holy weekend, and that's not to be said clichely, let's remember we breathe, we move, we have our being, we have our marriages, whether there's a paycheck or not, because our Savior lives. So as we are having our Sunday dinner, and even when the kids are doing the Easter egg, I know people are saying it's not about Easter, let them have their fun. But you as the adult, remember, it's because he lives. Let's not knock them when we're not living it. We're living because he came and bled and died. Do you know that the thorns that they put in his head, they literally placked, they braided it before they put it in there? So there had to be 3 strands at least to put there. He did all of that, and he didn't say a word because he loved us. There comes a time you need to stop and just think. Don't live there, but dwell on what he saved you from. Because when I think of my dirt, I'm like, oh my God, you do love me. And he is not a dead God. We serve a living God The tomb was empty. It was empty because he lives here. I thank you. And that came straight from my heart. Until next Saturday, I'm Linda Lee. Be blessed.
Hey, it's Linda K. Lee.
It's Linda K. Lee.
On the internet TV.
On the internet TV. Relational.
Uplifting. Motivational.
We coming straight from the heart with this one.
Trying from the very start. She really tries to do her part. She comes straight from the heart.